It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Monday, the 14th of October. I'm Michael Groff. We've had 20 consecutive days breaking a record high temperature here in Phoenix. We'll do it one more time today for a nice blackjack of 21. Then after that, I think we're done with the record-breaking heat. Temperatures will begin that trend downward. And then by this weekend, finally some really good news to talk about. Might be a little bit of a shock to the system, but get ready for afternoon highs to potentially be anywhere from 25 to 30 degrees cooler than that which we're experiencing now. And how about some rain chances along the way? All right, so yeah, I'm finally glad I get to talk about something positive here on this channel. It's been a while. All right, let's dive in and talk about it. First, the almanac from yesterday. Well, you know this already. 103 degrees was the afternoon high yesterday. Again, we broke a record. 75 the morning low. That was not a record warm low temperature for a change, although just missed that by 1 degree. 90 and 67 are the averages for this time of year. We're above those today through Thursday, and then we'll be well below those values by the end of the week and this weekend. Sometimes that's how it works around here. October is the big roller coaster month sometimes. All right, 141 total days now with a high temperature at or above 100 on the year. Looks like, and I say looks like because this is not a guarantee, all right? I'm not jinxing anything. I'm saying it looks like after today, we're done with those 100-degree temperatures, and that will make us fall just shy of that all-time record of 145 days. The high temperature at or above 100 degrees. Still, it was a record-breaking year in many, many ways, one that I hope we don't ever repeat again, but sadly, this may become all too common around here. All right, as we take a look outside right now, here at 12:30 p.m., we've got sunny sky, 95 degrees at Sky Harbor. It's very dry, dew points 29, humidity 9%, calm wind, barometer falling. Current upper level look across the country, and we've got a trough over the Great Lakes, and that's ushering in some much needed cooler air over the eastern part of the country, all the way down into the deep south. And out here in the west, the ridge is beginning to break down. You see there's a little weak disturbance north of Arizona. And that's going to bring a few showers and thunderstorms across parts of Utah, Colorado, maybe into far northern portions of the state. Now, for us, no real meaningful impact with that system other than to lower temperatures a bit today and further tomorrow and help in breaking down this ridge across the west. And that is a beat we can all dance to. All right, the watch warning map. We've got some freeze warnings over parts of the nation's midsection. Again, sign of things to come. Fall coming on in. Love to see that. The convective outlook for today, no organized severe weather across the nation. Again, a little thunder just north of the state or right along the northern border. And the tropics and the Atlantic Basin, a couple of areas of concern here. We've got this wave in the central Atlantic, and this has been a big deal on social media. People are already keying in on this. Will this be Nadine? That's what everybody's talking about. Everyone's already projected this is going to be the third hurricane to hit Florida and all that. I mean, you've heard it already, or you've seen it if you go on social media, which I sort of suggest maybe you don't. But if you do, you'll see this graphic. And yes, the National Hurricane Center does give this area of disturbed weather a 60% chance to form into a tropical depression or storm in the next 7 days. Also, it has an area of disturbed weather that has a low chance to develop out in the southwest Caribbean. This is still hurricane season, folks, and the reality is that, yes, in October, these storms can still develop, and hurricane season runs through November 30th. But this is no reason to panic. This is no reason to get all hyped up about, somebody posting a deterministic model that shows a major hurricane in South Florida or in South Carolina or New York State or the wacky stuff that you see on social media all the time. So this is just something to keep an eye on, and that's all it is right now. Could this develop into a tropical storm or a hurricane? Yes. Could it just fizzle out? Yes. All things that just have to be watched. Looking at the tropical models here, yeah, it does take this disturbance westward toward the Leeward Islands, maybe toward Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, Cuba, and yes, it is entering an area that is somewhat more favorable for development. Obviously, sea surface temperatures remain elevated out here, so with high pressure, this could very well develop. We'll have to watch that carefully and see how things progress. All right, closer to home, the precipitation outlook. This is valid through Monday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix around 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. A little bit more than that possible across northern and eastern Arizona. Yes, rain chances back in the mix. We'll talk about why that is right now as we take a look at the models and see what the future may hold. Here we go. This is the GFS. It's the 12Z run. It's valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. High pressure's in control out here across the west, all the way up into central Canada. Big trough for the east, bringing down the cool air. A weak system, a weak little disturbance passing just to the north of Arizona. What it means for us down at the surface for the rest of the day today, sunny, hot, highs 98 to 102. Tonight with clear sky and very dry air, lows should drop into the upper 60s in the cooler pockets, low to mid 70s for the urban core. And then tomorrow, sunny, but not quite as warm. That little disturbance passing on by and the ridge weakening, the heights coming down just a little bit further. We may even see an isolated shower or thunderstorm over parts of far northern Arizona. But for us, it's just dry. It's more the same. High temperatures, though, down a few degrees, around 92 to 96. Same thing Wednesday. Highs 92 to 96. That'll feel nicer. Still toasty, still above average, but not triple digits, not breaking a record. Here's Thursday. We see a trough that's beginning to deepen out there over the Pacific Northwest and into the Great Basin, and that's going to continue to bring the upper heights down here across the Southwest. So we continue this downtrend in temperatures, highs likely in the lower 90s on Thursday. And by Thursday night and Friday, this trough deepens and closes off into an upper low. Now, we've seen this solution advertised last week, but kind of a flip-flop among the models for several days. But now models are coming into somewhat better agreement as to the overall trajectory of this feature. Now, yeah, there's still some subtle differences. There's actually still a decent amount of model spread as to how this will ultimately play out. But right now it looks like this closed low drops in from the north across Arizona, and the height falls are pretty significant here. And so given the very cold air aloft that this has, it would not take much to generate some widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. Now, this will not have a lot of moisture associated with it, but it has a really decent dynamic support. So, and some orographic lifting. And so that's going to give us those chances of showers and storms around here. October can be a very funny month. It was 36 years ago today that we had one of these little upper lows, except it was sitting to the southwest of us. It brought in plenty of tropical moisture. It had a good cold pool aloft with it and brought multiple rounds of showers, thunderstorms, even strong storms, hail, even some funnel clouds over parts of the area. That was back on October 14th, 1988. That was a Friday. I always remember that day. Yes, 5th grade, Michael Groff was out there. Yes, 10-year-old Michael Groff was excited about that day. That was a big weather day around here. And then, of course, you remember October 13th, just yesterday, back on 2018, we had very heavy rain with one of these closed lows. So these things, they can definitely bring some havoc around here. And October is generally a very quiet month, but you have to watch these upper lows. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to have anything like that. That's probably not going to happen with this. But the more than likely outcome is much, much cooler temperatures. Again, we're looking at high temperatures on Friday, somewhere probably, I'd say, in the mid-70s. That's kind of where we're settling in on now. Mid to maybe upper 70s for the high temperature on Friday. Yeah, you heard me right. Mid to upper 70s. All right. So a little cold front will come on through here, and then by Friday night and Saturday, this upper low is still shown to linger here over Arizona. And again, some widely scattered showers and thunderstorms will be present across northern Arizona. I think, given the current solution, this would be dry for us on Saturday for southern Arizona. But it all depends on how this plays out. If this low winds up being a little further west, we could still see a few showers around here on Saturday. But either way, right now, it sure looks like this will be the coolest day of the period, with high temperatures right around 70 to 75. Yeah. A beautiful day on Saturday. A bit breezy. It'll be windy on Friday, a bit breezy on Saturday at times, but this is a day to get out, enjoy it, have lunch outside, sit out in the backyard, just take it on in, open the doors and windows, and turn off the air conditioner. You're not going to need it on Saturday. Just a beautiful day. All right. And by the way, low temperatures Saturday morning. You'll be waking up to lows maybe dipping all the way down into the upper 40s in the coolest valley locations, low to mid 50s. 50s for the rest of us. Sunday, same thing, upper 40s to mid 50s for those low temperatures. Highs might warm up a little bit to the mid 70s to near 80. Now, as we go to a week from today, reality is going to click back in at least somewhat. This is Monday, the 21st. Ridging is shown to build back in. To what degree that happens is still uncertain. I would expect highs will get back in the 80s, though. And then going out 10 days, this is Wednesday, the 23rd. Another impressive trough is coming toward the west coast, amplifying a ridge to the east. Heights are coming back up. I'd say highs will get back close to 90 if this verifies. So, again, yeah, we're going to warm it back up and probably go back above average, but not to the triple digits again, in all likelihood. So, we'll take that. Hey, we'll take any sort of respite, anything to break up the heat, finally. Now, models are not really all in on precipitation with this feature, though. This is rainfall for Phoenix off the GFS ensemble, and this goes out through the 28th of the month. And you can see they're not really bullish on rain with this upcoming system. Generally, rain amounts under 1/10 of an inch. European ensemble is pretty much in the same boat. Now, you got a couple of extreme members. We've seen on different ensemble runs, there's a couple of these members that bring in, like 2 inches of rain. But for the most part, precipitation totals are expected to remain low with this feature. We will watch how it evolves, though, because these closed lows, they sometimes have surprises with them, especially in the month of October. October has historically been a very volatile month weather-wise here in Phoenix. It's often quiet, but when it's not quiet, it's usually quite active, quite volatile, quite exciting weather-wise. All right, temperatures off the national blend of models. Boy, look at this roller coaster. We go from highs, this starts at tomorrow, but today will be around 102. But tomorrow, mid-90s, and then, look, it drops us into the upper 70s. And I suspect we'll be even cooler than that. This is the national blend of models, and there's a huge spread in temperatures among the various ensemble guidance. I mean, some models on Saturday show highs still remaining in the 80s. Others have highs only getting into the upper 60s. So the spread is substantial here. So we will see what ultimately winds up happening, but it does appear that we'll warm it up for next week. But you know what? After what we've been through, I'll take highs in the 80s or near 90 with lows in the 50s and 60s. That sounds fantastic by comparison. And that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. And if you really like what we do here, then click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube, or make those monetary contributions to us directly via PayPal. My PayPal address, groffshow@gmail.com. That's GROFF show@gmail.com for PayPal. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona. Talking about my Michelle. Check her out. Check out her blogs. Check out her videos. Check out everything that's Michelle related linked up down in the description, as well as our streaming station. It is available 24/7, 365. It's called KMGX. What do we do there, you may ask? Well, we play a ton of music. We have a lot of fun with that. So I highly suggest you give that a listen. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, all of your continued support. It is so greatly appreciated. Please be safe, stay cool, stay hydrated out there, and have yourselves a beautiful rest of your Monday.